Stunt takes the opportunity to throw on his team jacket and sprint into the hallway. The rest of us are quick to follow suit. She better be paying again. That's all I'm saying. Stunt's gonna get hammered, I feel for him. We look violently different. You look an awful lot younger. You suddenly have jumped from sort of like late teens, pushing it 20 to 14. You look cute and not menacing anymore. Whatever. CG artists and background artists. You can't just hire the same one for both of them, apparently, or try and do it in the same style. It's cold. The coldest it's been since I came to Seoul. But I don't feel it. I'm warmed by my newfound confidence, the camaraderie I've forged with my teammates. This is everything I've ever wanted, a team, friends, and a goal to work towards. When I take a step back, it seems silly. It's nothing I could explain to a random person on the street. I beat someone at a video game. I've earned a free bunk bed in a tiny apartment, and I'm obligated to work for more than 10 hours a day. But I can say with certainty, with the knowledge that I've given it my all, we're all going to make it. Why do I have a horrible feeling that was the ending? That was the ending, wasn't it? Oh, fuck's sake. So I cut off the episode for there to be like a minute and a half more. And all it was is SC2VN. It was very short, and it was about getting onto a team. So, after that ending, I was told by the developer on Twitter to go into extras and play the bonus scene. What, I mean, I can only assume it's this. This is the tutorial with day 9, so this has to be the thing he was talking about. The top SC2VN Kickstarter backers take the spotlight in a bonus scene written and developed for the contributors. Oh, good. The non-professionals write a scene. This always goes well, doesn't it? That's a problem with community-created content. So this is them, presumably. I swear we've already seen these people in the game. Oh yeah, they were the 3 that come up to us and asked us for, like, autographs. So this is them. Some guy wanted to be like a... Look, I want to be like one of those punk rockers from the 70s who had like chains everywhere, but forget the chains, forget the leather jacket, just put a hoodie on me. It's not even a hoodie, it's like a shit raincoat. I don't know what sort of coat this guy's wearing, but it was probably expensive, but your t-shirt is too low cut. You probably like yourself a bit much. Look how defined their fucking muscles are. I wonder what they all look like in real life. Can you believe this? Relegated to a scene in the extras. I didn't back the project for this. Calm down, we got a cameo in the main game, didn't we? Yeah, we've been over that, damn it. For like literally 2 seconds, I wanted them to go deep into my life and backstory. What makes me tick? What's my motivation? So this is going to be one of those extra scenes. Well, let's make the most of it. What's the story excuse for us to be here anyway? Well, I could probably write that for you. It's a PC bang. Here to probably play games, I guess. We won the contest hosted by VSL. It includes an all-expenses-paid trip to the VSL finals and a voucher for a free day at a hot spring just outside of Seoul. Wait, give me that. That kind of pandering isn't in the budget. Besides, this isn't an Otome game. I see what they did there. They mocked Otome! Otome, Otome, I don't fucking know. 5 out of 7 characters are male, not including us or Mac. Are you sure about that? Well, it's certainly not a BL game, but that's a decent ratio for esports. Here's true about the last bit. I don't know what BL means. I don't know different types of what games. I just about know what a Otome means and a Toje. It's once you start getting out all of that, I don't care. It should just be about the story. I don't care. Raver certainly isn't brave enough to go outdoors unless it's for Starcraft, which leaves us with Jet for overstyle hijinks. Don't know what that means either. They're going to the VSL finals or the hot springs? That's a silhouetted woman. Ah, they were imagining Jet in the hot springs naked. Right, gotcha. I'm glad they didn't make that a bit more graphic. We would die for sure. According to canon sources, she can throw a shot glass at 85 miles per hour. Can confirm. That's before the Hydralisk range buff too. Dangerous, very dangerous. Attempting a run by would be a mistake. Fine then, no hot springs. How are we going to spend our time then? There are plenty of things we can do. We can go to Steel Tower, on a hike to a K-pop concert. What's with that look? The budget. We can only go to places that are in the main story. Those cheapskates. Forget Starcraft. This is the actual dead game. God, that guy fucking with his dank memes. I don't know what that means. I still don't know what that means. Just seen it being talked about. Would you rather have cut your expressions and poses down for us to pay for the sightsee? Good point. I value my emotions. Then come on, let's find something to do. The Golden Zone Fire Lounge. Do PC banks typically have lounge areas? I don't think so, but it would be too repetitive to show only the area with computers, don't you think? Also, the keyboard sounds get annoying after so long. I think sacrificing realism would be a good trade-off. It says here that the team was originally supposed to hang out at a coffee shop. Hipsters. A PC bang lounge is more fitting for a bunch of pro gamers. But they won't spend much time in here in the future since they'll be slave of Jet's team's house. Yeah, they will. The sequel will be very exciting. It'll feature 20,000 Starcraft scenes, a dishwashing minigame, a single match in the VSL round of 32. Try to avoid the wrist surgery bad ending. I'm not sure that's true. Please don't get people's hopes up like that. There's probably not going to be a sequel, to be fair. What? Don't tell me that there won't be a sequel. I'm not even reading that. That's a hashtag. This is a game. It's not being read. It is probably too early to tell without knowing the reception. It also depends on whether or not the game goes on Steam. Hang on. Oh, that explains the picture of the pudge. Wait, one moment. Do you see that object on the table there? It's an ashtray. A reminder that cigarettes exist. No. Now the game is going to be rated T. Terrible. Terrible influences. Really? Censored. Much better. Well, it can't be helped. There's not much to be said of this place, so let's continue. So it's just these three just walking around. Okay. I don't even want to know what happens when they get to the house. Before we go, there's an anecdote here. Do you remember how Jet asked who Mac was saying by saying name? That exact thing happened to the writer on the open bracket of a major tournament. I have a special note that says Caliber is an S-rank bully. Please unfollow him on Twitter. Brutal. I don't follow him. It's fine. Where to next? Wait, we can admire our surroundings a bit. Look at the green on the signs. So amazing. I wonder who performed the incredible feat of coming up with the characters. There is a high likelihood that one of these signs has an error. Almost definitely, but I don't care enough. Haha, well, you know. And while we're on the topic of inaccuracies, Korean players are most often referred to by their real names instead of handles, as is typical in the Western scene. Well, yeah, that's because Day 9 sounds more interesting than Sean Plot. No offense to Day 9, of course. Actually, Sean Plot's a pretty cool name. What's Apollo's real name? That's something not as cool, isn't it? I don't even remember. Oh my god, how can I not remember Apollo's real name? Sean Clark. Okay, I did think Sean Clark, but it just didn't seem right. I don't know why, but imagine that, yes. And here to commentate, we have Day 9, DJ Wheaton, Sean Clark. You know, that one was intentional, please. The team tried their best. Hey, would that coffee shop you mentioned have been Cafe Latte? I could go for a drink right now. A shame that we can't go inside. Look up, it appears that Onster has its own building in Seoul. Maybe you can try there. Wow, the EG sponsorship must have really paid off. I wonder who runs the office. This is going to be nothing to people who don't play StarCraft. EG? Come on. No one even knows what that means. Jesus. We're zooming in on random things. Why are we in the boardroom? I don't know who that is. Oh, I do know who that is. It's In Control. I don't know who Kekaku is. Why was In Control just put the... Whatever. Who knows? Well, let's go take a look at Stomping Grounds. We've been away from computers for too long as is. Gaming addiction is a very serious problem in South Korea. Be careful with those jokes unless you want to undergo shock therapy. Ho ho. Ooh, street food. Are you guys hungry? That looks like tornado potato, an intense food with a name to match. Tornado potato. Oh, you'd never eat anything like that in real life. What's wrong with you? It would not surprise me to learn of a pro gamer with that as his handle. It wouldn't surprise you. Why the fuck not? It's dumb. If we're going for realism, it should be more like tornado potato, yes. spelled like that with random capitals to emphasize that the person is probably 12. Maybe one is the team name and the other is the handle. Here's a pro gamer who once had a tomato haircut. It was possibly the only hairstyle more gaudy than stunts. Google it, I'm serious. You haven't given me a name to Google. We will need to get a confirmation on that from Starcraft's official hair authority before passing judgment. That doesn't exist. Clarify, this background has weak material for jokes. We should escape it as soon as possible. Stomping Grounds, also known as the PC bang that Stunt's mums runs. He's the hero of the cafe until he's defeated and captured by Mac. Luckily for him, it's not an... What the fuck is it with the random stars? I don't get it at all. An Anki game. Gahahaha. Hero to a bunch of middle schoolers at least. How old is Stunt anyway? Underage. 15? 16? 16! 16, but that makes him 15 by our standards. Korean age is slightly different. What? Really? Is it because they start counting from 1? There's no way that's true. Something seems off. What is it? Why are they advertising for the VSL? If it was just a little poster, I would understand, but that thing on the right covers the entire wall. Oh, it says here that this was originally the background for the qualifier area. You know, the opening slot where Mac whines about losing. But there was only one scene there, so they repurposed it to be a second PC bang. What? That's lazy. Hey, don't speak badly of my establishment. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Stunt. Why are we shouting so loud that she can hear us? Jesus. Do you think that there's a Mr. Stunt? If there is, he has a troubled relationship with his family. Maybe he's always overseas, or maybe he's just a deadbeat. Oh, poor Stunt. No wonder he's such a twerp. No male role models. The fuck is that? Let's just pretend this is never happening. Yeah, awesome. That didn't happen. Let's skip forward. I found this place is more aesthetically pleasing than Golden Zone Fire. Why couldn't Stomping Grounds have been the main cafe? Because then the game would be too dark. This story is about Starcraft, not Diablo. You have a point. In reality, most PC banks have low light like this. It helps ease eye strain and makes it easier to hide from your parents when you know you haven't returned home for 4 days. That is true. I used to go to an intercafe all the time, and the lights in the actual PC bit were so dark. When you say it so matter-of-factly, I get the impression that you know from experience. Don't haze me, we must save our efforts for the cast of the main story. You're right, we can't bother with infighting when our spotlight is so brief. The scenario is already 40% done. 40% for 10 minutes in! Oh god, this is going to be a long bonus scene. Good point, who should we bully next? Your mum. No, we can't. Mr. Yeon's store is closed. Wait, what's with that look? We can't antagonize an old man. We'll show up on the news as an example of the negative influence that foreigners have in Korea. Plus, he'd be very confused. You three are in on it. You were apparently following this whole thing and know that it's a game. You show up in an old man's place, he's gonna think that dementia's hitting earlier than it should. Mr. Yeon lives a respectable, ascetic life. There's no way that he has any regrets about working long past the age of retirement, he said so himself, so it must be true. Now I feel bad. Please, to people that ship characters, leave Mr. Yeon alone. His life is hard enough already. I wasn't. No one should be doing that. What the fuck is wrong with you if you are doing that? It's like I once got asked, oh, who's your OTP? Why the fuck are you pairing characters together? Oh, God. There's another minor character we can't bother. Come on. What do you think that it is that Enoch Group does? The main story implies that Mr. Kim's explanation is vague because he assumes that Mac is an idiot. Well, he does actually think that. Mr. Kim is also not being completely forthright. Excuse me, you can't just... Damn, he's not here. Why was Stunt telling us that? Well, it makes it easier to talk behind his back at least, so what are the details on Mr. Skinny Tie? Why does he have all of this information on a phone? Christ, it's like the bookie thing from Back to the Future 2. I have this and I shouldn't do. Well, don't you find it somewhat suspicious that he was trying to sponsor a team out of nowhere and his wording at certain times was particularly ominous? Wait, don't tell me. Hardcore drugs. Mr. Kim will pressure Jet to match fix. Oh. Not hardcore drugs, then. Well, that's a huge spoiler for the next game. You just ruined a sequel potential, you monster. The hints were there, I merely pointed them out. It's just a theory of mine anyway. I didn't fucking get that vibe at all. What a bastard. Mr. Kim is killing Esports. Do you think that he's the one that got KP involved with? The Kong is guilty till proven innocent, apparently. Well, putting that aside, how do you think Jet would react to the pressure? She's too honourable to give up her dignity for a few bucks. She'd get the job at Enoch to help support the team before throwing matches, I guarantee it. Yeah, businesswoman Jet, the concept is undeniably appealing. Is it? Holding a clipboard, asking in a patient yet firm voice where the TPS reports are. This is the ideal moment for more fan service. Yes, let's go on quickly before that happens. Sadly, we must use our imaginations instead. A crushing moment of defeat for everyone involved. We should escape this building before Enoch's secretaries call security on us. They probably already have. That's probably a good idea. Let's go see Mac's apartment. What? People might get the wrong idea about our intentions, though. Yes, I know. I said that before. You should just randomly walk in. That's a terrible idea. It's fine. There's no jail background in this game, so we're safe. Isn't it a little bit strange that both female and male Mac have the same kind of room? Or it's just a message about how both sorts of genders can, I don't know, have the same room? It doesn't need to be blue or pink. Although I see the time hasn't changed. That's impressive. Come on, there's plenty to complain about when it comes to cut corners, but that's a bit of a stretch. It's not like there's underwear lying on the floor or something. Do a better job of hiding the disappointment in your voice next time. Her, her, her. Who do you think that the picture is off on the bookshelf over there? It says here that it was a photo of Mac's parents at one point, but that was before the relationship with them was changed in the script. Now it's a picture of Ziz. Who the hell is that? That seems less of a strangely fitting role model for a pro gamer and more like something made up on the spot for the sake of a joke. I'll try not to judge too harshly. Okay, so now we need to look up who Ziz is. So, my Google search says it's a Moscow bodybuilder? A Russian-born Australian bodybuilder who died when he was 22. That's probably not the right one. Whatever. Additionally, the poster in the background was supposed to be a generic K-pop style poster. The producer had in mind a girls group, but instead they got a solo artist. Back such pedestrian tastes. I was hoping he'd appreciate a YG aesthetic. Whoa, he'd? Whoa! Whoa, racism. Jeez. Hold on. Well, sexism. Negligism. That's not a word. Let's skip ahead a bit. How did you do that? And wait, the clock in the background didn't change. It's still 9:38. Hey, they noticed. Time must stand still in this room. It's only the lights from outside that changes. This is the writer's favourite background, a stark contrast from the PC bang, which was the producer's favourite. It's because this is the best background, it's very nicely done. A dark and lonely room versus a bright and social one, both as places to play as Starcraft. The difference in personalities is clear. It's pretty small here, but considering the location, it's not so bad. Better than Reva's goshy one, at least. What's the deal with Reva anyway? She's like the child of Ray and Idra. Hey, I already called her like Idra. Damn you. She grew up in a rural part of Korea with a computer as her only friend. She ranks as the poorest person on the team. That's sad. Perhaps we should avoid making jokes at her expense. You're going to anyway. Reva is also the only person on the team who has a happy, stress-free relationship with their parents. They support her pro gamer girls fully, even though they don't understand esports. Ignorant bumpkins and the love for their only child. Oh, pro gamers should share the story of Double Lift. Don't know who that is. Don't understand her obsession with mech, though. It's a strategy that suits Raven's personality quite well. She and Artosis should work together to defend the sanctity of tank lines and double armories. Again, you need to know really a lot about the Starcraft scene, because you don't know who Artosis is, do you? Artosis is awesome. Dan Stremkowski? Something like that. He's got a funky last name I can never remember. Oh, well, will she also switch to a card game for children in the sequel? Cruel, so cruel. There's also 2030 Hearthstone World Champion, which is quite amusing. The entrance to Namdan Park is across the street on the left. Do you think that most people called that on their own? Maybe. From the park you can see Mac's apartment building as well. Can you? Apparently so. Too bad that the VSL studio is too far away to see from here. Wasn't the actual GSL studio on the top floor in a middle school at one point? Stud should have had tons of fans show up for his matches. I see what you did there. That's probably not true, though. Back already, this area is probably one of the closest to a real location, that being the GSL studio before they moved to Gangnam. I mean, I can kind of understand that. This will have to look quite realistic. And a room's always going to be a room, as are internet cafes. The booth's design gives it away, even if the lighting and logo is slightly different. This is where all of the regular season games are played throughout the VSL. ESL. Around 50 people could fit in comfortably here. There are 4 booths, not because of a 2v2 league, but so that players can adjust their settings and set up while a game is ongoing. Keep things rolling or whatever. I don't get that still, but whatever. But where are the casters? The crowd? I'm all ready to roar. Ready or not? ready to no, wait, I will maintain my composure. Don't know what that is. Is that a Pokemon reference? I don't know. If the devs were brave, they'd have put the song in the game instead of some random old cowards. Please, the nostalgia is pandering, already close to the maximum. At this rate, our scene will be far too opaque for the weebs who have been conned into reading this far and don't know anything about Starcraft. People, if you've gotten this far, reading, like, not knowing a lot about Starcraft, well fucking done. Jesus. Those fans have our appreciation for sticking out this long. Maybe we should do something to reward their patience. What? They already got a scene with Day 9. What a waste. If they don't know Starcraft, they wouldn't even know who he is. We didn't do that. It's fine. Such a squandered opportunity. The devs should have conned him into saying one of absolutely epic memes. Sure. Why not?
The Enoch fucking assholes named Protoss. Fuck those dudes, man.
That is a meme, I think. I don't know. That's not what Day 9 looks like. Since when is Day 9 out that big a forehead? Well, speak of the devil, really lame. Oh. My microphone just fell down. It shouldn't be doing that. Well, speak of the devil. Really laying your cards out on the table there, aren't you, Mr. 9? That is a soundbite from where he has cats who constantly attack him. And always just, like, scratch him. That's just a thing. And now he knows what race his cat plays. Where were we again? This is all of the memes. Jesus. Helping out with the newbies. Let's start with the term dishwasher. That sounds like a nonsense insult to outsider, doesn't it? I've got this one. It's simple. There are chores to be done in the team house which generally fall to B-teamers. Calling someone a dishwasher is the same as calling them a bench warmer. What? They should just hire a housekeeper. With that money? Sorry, I just channeled Jet there for a moment. Her VSL champion status gives her a more powerful lawyer in the studio. I kind of get a feeling that this scene is sort of staying around for more than it's welcome. It says here that there was originally supposed to be an attendant character to accompany Mr. Kim. She would ostensibly fulfill the role of the housekeeper, but would actually be there to keep an eye on the team and report their actions back to Enoch. That's too bad. This game is a visual novel after all. It's in desperate need of more women for lonely virgins to fawn over. Ah, that was the thing he just said. Oh god, I can't distance myself further from that. You're not all virgins. It's fine, right? 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 No projecting! What? I'm just saying what everyone is already thinking. Is everyone thinking that? I mean, look at Bolt. That guy looks like he was constructed in a Fijuji's workshop. Don't know what that is. I bet that Reva has loads of him on her computer. Don't know what lewds are. Bad pictures? Probably. About as sure of a bet as the stud ran home, looked up the photo shoot that Jet talked about at the bar. You know, Bolt's history with Jet was briefly addressed in the main game, but there's a lot that Mac never learns about. They seem like they're cut from the same cloth. I'll bet they had rivalry in the middle school esports club at least. Strange. You said something and then, like, a line followed, which was pointless. Just say it. Jesus. Strange. The information on the relationship prior to the beginning of the game is all redacted. It says here that Jet asked a longtime friend of hers on Shock for some replays who then ratted her to Bolt. That's why he brought the thumb drive for Mac. Damn, betrayed. Well, wait. She was technically the one who initiated the betrayal. So, whatever. Mac won, so it didn't matter. You could originally choose whether or not to give the replays back. Hell, I'd have hung on to them just for the free flash drive. Bolt's kind of a weird guy. Well, he's frustrated by the fact Brood War is losing popularity, and he pushes that frustration onto Starcraft 2 and the people playing it. How childish. What kind of miserable person would let their frustrations on the declining popularity of a video game affect those around him? See what they did there? That is a meme, again, because dead game Starcraft 2. But he plays Starcraft 2 in a secret at the beginning of the game, right? Why is that? Probably because he was already thinking about jumping ship to SC2 and didn't want his team to know either that or he found the game funny. It's probably the first one. Wait, Bolt is starting to sound vaguely apologetic. He was a huge jerk to Mac, that we're supposed to hate him. He's really just another guy trying to make it in esports. You've already seen how tough it is for Jet's team. Imagine that, plus the fear that all the money in your game scene will be gone soon. And I bet it seemed pretty unfair that a bunch of foreign investments went into StarCraft 2 rather than a game that built up esports as we know it. Wow, I never thought about it like that. Oh god, just shut up. That was so boring. People that see this apartment are as humble as sadly mistaken. Team houses are not nearly this nice most of the time. Yes, I know that. It's normally like in the table in like a living room It's just sort of chilling there. The trademark is off in size. If the team recruits any more players, people might mistake this place for a gold farming den. I bet the fridge is stocked with Max Energy's drinks. It's very diligent of him to support the companies that sponsor esports so selflessly. What's the layout for the team house anyway? There are 2 bedrooms, one for guys and one for girls. I'd expected Jet to demand a room for herself, and it's too bad that someone as laid back as Excel has to share with his spaces stunt. Maybe it'll do the kids some good. Excel's an old hand at this stuff. I get this is supposed to be, you know, this is great for these 3 guys in the game, but just give us the fucking, like, back information. You're sort of trying to put it in with loads of, like, jokes which are just boring. I mean, this is, look, 24 minutes in and we're still here. It's unfortunate that Excel is locked into the contract with Crash. He'd probably be the team's best player. Don't get ahead of yourself. I have the power rankings right now. I'll dish it out who's the best. The skill ranking is as follows. Jet, Excel, Reaver, Max, Stunt. However, Stunt has a high amount of potential to move up if he improves his mindset. So we are essentially the worst player on the team, but we kind of already knew that anyway. Damn, so if Bolt is Vegeta, that means Jet is Goku. Don't put a 9,000 joke in here. Okay, awesome. That was Dragon Ball Z references. Never watched it. Don't know who those people were. Alright, how are we going to wrap this up, boys? Anything you want to say to the fans out there? I have a background message here from the devs. It actually says, thanks to our fans who waited patiently on release. We hope that we showed you a good visual novel. Please support us in the future fighting. I guess Mac was just a self-insert for a career boo all along. Don't know what that is. And then at the bottom, a special thank you to all our backers. The project would not have been possible without you. That's us. We did it, guys. We saved esports. That's not how that works. Dank memes. Her. We saved SC2VN at least. That does it. That about does it for us then. It was a pleasure providing you with a poorly disguised developer commentary alongside you two. Developer commentary would have been so much better. I cannot even begin to tell you how much better a developer commentary would have been. Likewise. Take care. Let's meet again before Starcraft 3 comes out, please. That will never be out. It's fine. I'll be honest, I sort of only did that because their end episode was way too short. And the last episode had already gone out, so I can just tack it onto the end of, like, the last episode. But, oh, boy. Jeez. It's a shame I had to go through that. You can always tell my enjoyment of something, because when I hope it's ending, my voice speaks so quickly. I was rattling through that. Jesus. Oh, well. Other than that, in the ending, I thought it was a good game. I did expect it to sort of go on longer. As I said before, it just to sort of end. It's like, yeah, you're now with a professional team. Ta-da! Like... Oh, well. My name's ChrisTenarium. Thank you very much for watching this series. If you've gotten this far and you haven't subscribed, please do consider doing so. And I guess I'll see you in the next series, whatever that may be. I don't even know, so we'll find out, won't we? Goodbye.